and distributors, and by your local Puget Sound Honda dealers, where the quality goes on and on.
Don James, as I'm sure most of you know by now, Washington out of the Rose Bowl picture, defeated by USC yesterday by a score of 16-7. And Don, disappointing not only to lose to USC, but to be knocked out of the Rose Bowl by one game. It comes down to 3 years in a row, and I know that really has to hurt.
Well, it's really hard to describe it. You know, as much as the fans hurt and the people really follow us, you probably have to quadruple that for the players and the coaches.
Go back to the game yesterday against USC. Second half, what did they do in the second half to be able to convert the third downs and dominate offensively in the second half?
Well, they got execution. You know, they hammered away at us a little bit, and they ran some counteraction passes. And again, it was we were close, but we were not there. We got out of a couple third down plays, but we also gave up a couple, and you know, they just executed better than we did.
USC, a better football team maybe than some people thought going into this game?
Well, I was amazed a little bit, I guess, all year long that they didn't get more respect from just a standpoint of the national ranking. But I think they probably improved a good bit each week. But you look at their players, and they've got a solid squad. You know, you don't see a lot of weaknesses, and they've gotten better. They're very physical team. So you know, they're certainly they're probably as good as anybody in the country right now.
Your team obviously ready to play. Were they ready to go in and play in a game like this with the magnitude of a game like this?
I don't know how you could not be. You know, with everything. You know, what else is there in life? You know, that's all we had to think about all week long, and that's all we prepared for over 300 days. So I don't question the attitude or the effort of our players.
We'll be back. We'll show you the first quarter right after this. Here in the Pac-10 Conference, Washington against USC. USC wins the toss, but they elect to give up the football, defer to the second half, and they want Washington to have it for the first place. That surprised you a little bit?
It did, since they were home, but you know, again, both teams had good defenses. If we'd have won the toss, we would have elected to take the ball. We just felt like you know, we wanted to go out and prove ourselves, prove to them, prove to everybody we could play offense.
Sicaro throwing to Jock Robinson. You go to the air right away. That the game plan?
Well, you know, we just are trying not to get predictable. We're trying to keep them off balance with our calls.
Jock to the outside, picks up only a couple of yards. Defensively, very good football team.
They're very strong, very physical team. Big people, big linebackers, linemen. Their secondaries are very big kids. Now here we had a pass that kind of one of those seam passes that David Trimble was open and we just couldn't get the execution.
That happened on a number of occasions.
Yeah, and it's a tough pass. You have to drop it in. It's not the easiest thing in the world. Now Thane Cleland got off a good punt there, but they did a good job of holding up, so they'll get a 11-yard return after a 53-yard punt. Mark Larson made the tackle.
1st and 10 at the 32. Crutcher for only 2.
That starts out with Ron Holmes, and he had an outstanding day. Probably best player on the team on either field, probably. Just had a great day. There's Freddie Small making the tackle. So we got two pretty good plays. We get a 3rd and 6.
Crutcher again, coming to the outside. Ron Holmes made the play.
Yeah, and if he hadn't, they were going to get a few more yards. Now you can see Ronnie coming off, moving laterally, and that's what he's got, the excellent quickness. And, they blocked that play pretty well all day long.
4th and 5 at the 37. Richardson kicks the ball. Now watch the bounce the ball's going to take. A lot of people are going to criticize your punt returner for not picking it up then. Is that?
Well, it was a low line drive kick. Their punting was worse than I've ever seen it, and you know, Ron Miles has got to make a very quick decision. He hasn't got time to spend a lot of time there, and you know, we also don't want to fumble the ball. It's our ball.
Jock Robinson for 5, 2nd and 5. Walt Hunt, and nothing there. He gets 1.
So we get a 3rd down and 4. We're going to come back to a 2-man route out the weak side down here at the bottom. They had a little corner crash, and we were out of people, but Paul Sicaro recognized it and got the ball off the floor.
Stood right in there, too.
And he knew that he was probably going to get hit, but good execution by Jock and by Paul Sicaro.
So 1st and 10 now at the 26. Sicaro looking over the middle, throwing to Danny Green, incomplete. Got it behind him, I think.
That's that little middle hook, and we shake that out when they're in man coverage, and again, we just had a little bit too high.
And Jock picks up 8.
Yeah, come back on 2nd down and a very good play here. You know, Maher, Robertson, and Hunt all get good blocks. A good hole for Jock.
See the size. Defensively, they're big as they are offensively. USC just big football team. 3rd and 2. Sicaro throwing, almost a great kick.
A little fullback delay, and again, that's just you know, we've got to execute better. We've got to put it on him. It was a little bit high, and you can see Walt was losing his balance a little bit, so we failed to convert the 3rd down. Critical 3rd down.
4th and 2 at the 34. Thane Cleland, a 46-yard kick. And you covered pretty well.
Yeah, not bad. It's a 6-yard return, but that's a net 40, so that's pretty good.
So 1st and 10 for SC at the 26. First quarter. Crutcher for 4.
Guess who's out there?
Yes.
Ron Holmes again.
Here he comes again. Watch for 90. There he is. Ronnie Holmes.
Just an outstanding day. Again, as we talked, I don't think there's any question Ron Holmes was the best football player in the field. Just had a great day.
Crutcher breaks through for 8.
Joe Kelly made the tackle, and a little too much running room in the middle there.
1st and 10. Green, the left-hander, just drills it down the middle for 20 yards.
Both teams recognize that to get the passing attack going, they're going to throw this intermediate route. And you see, again, he's dropping it in behind linebackers and in front of the deep secondary.
Why is that open?
Well, it's the void area in your coverage. You can't cover. What you got to do is go to man-to-man or get a good rush and not give them time to get into the intermediate zone.
Ron Holmes could have maybe had an interception right there.
Yeah,
and he was still shaking his head after the ball game.
But, just getting his hand on it was a good play.
2nd and 10, 42.
Well, that's Kennedy Pohl up there for 8, and we get a fumble here caused by Reggie Rogers. He's going to come in right now. Right there.
And the ball's
maybe
loose.
It came out a little bit before Reggie got there.
Yeah.
But they did recover it, so Fitzpatrick recovered it, and it's a break for them.
So 3rd and 2 at the 34. Green throwing, and he drops the football.
And we get a break right there. They fool us a little bit on a play-action pass, which we should never be fooled in the secondary there.
Now, Jordan kicks. Watch the football. It will just go, and just get over the goal.
Barely drops in. It's a, what, a 50-yard or 51
yard. 51-yard field goal.
And it carried about 51 yards.
It carried 51 yards and about an inch, I think. So USC leading 3-0, and Huskies will get the football, and they'll take over 1st and 10 on their own 18.
Not very good return by us. Only a 15-yard gain. That's not very good. We go with the trap play here to Rick Finney. He picks up 3, and Rick could have stayed with his blockers just a little bit better. He might have gotten more out of that play.
2nd and 7 at the 21. Sicaro throwing. Good catch.
Well, this is that intermediate zone we talked about just a minute ago, and this is a 31-yard gain to Paul Sicaro. You can see he's catching it right in front of their D-backs and way behind their linebacker.
So Danny Green had 7 catches for 100 yards in the ball game.
A pretty good day. Obviously, we threw more than we've thrown all year. Now, glad we dropped that pass. That was a quick screen, and they were in bump and run coverage, so it really wasn't a very good play.
2nd and 10. Jock Robinson is going to lose 1.
And we had this thing sealed. If Jock could have gotten inside, I believe that was Haynes, but if he could have gotten inside of him and gotten back outside, we had a big gain. Come back with a deep out to Green for 10.
Now here you need 3rd and 11, and you get 3rd and 10 where he steps out of bounds.
We'd like to see him get a little bit deeper on the route.
Now, thought about maybe going for it right here, trailing 3-0?
Not here. I really felt like this was going to be a defensive game and a field position game. I just, we might have made it. We might have not made it, and given them an excellent drive. We wanted them to have to go 80 yards every drive if we could.
Crutcher, you say this play was open. He gets 8.
Yeah, this is a toss sweep, and we just didn't play it well all day.
Did they just blocked it well?
Blocked it well, and we didn't have the best plan for that play. I don't think we felt that was going to be the play that was going to beat us. In the past, it has been the play, but there were other things we worried about more, so they just came out and beat our own game plan.
Green over Boyer. That's good for 6. Going to be 2nd and 4 now at the 38.
Kurkowski on the tackle. That's some of the stuff that we've been throwing. It's just a little slip screen there to Crutcher, and he picks up 4 before Pearson gets in.
3rd and 1 at the 41. Crutcher again. Hit, breaks a tackle, and gets 4 and a first down.
That's Pearson.
So 1st and 10 now at the 45. Green going again.
Again, that's the one that gets you. That's a big intermediate pass, and it's a 21-yarder before Tim Peebles can get there. And they did a good job executing, and I'm sure they went in feeling like that's the thing they had to do to move the ball up the field, and it was the exact same thing we felt. 13
of 28, I think, for 161 yards in the ball game. Green. Crutcher again, this time for 5, and they're moving it pretty good. And they get a holding penalty against USC on the play.
That takes them out of the drive, and that's a 5-yard gain. Freddie Small on the tackle, and Joe Kelly, but that gives us a little breather now. We got 1st and 20.
2nd and 14, throwing incomplete. Good pressure that time.
Had a blitz, and
Third and 14 at the 38. Green thrown to the outside. It will be picked off by Bestie Jackson. Oh, if he could have stayed in bounds on that one.
It is a shame. I hadn't realized till I saw the film how much running room he had, and he had a lot of sideline left. If he could have exploded out there, he could have picked up 2 or 3 blockers.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a big turnover for us. Again, gets us out of a drive.
But you trail by a score of 3-0. Defensive struggle. You're still in the football game, so it isn't bad.
Yeah, I don't think there's any concern right now. No one feels like they've got it won or lost.
Interesting second quarter, a second quarter that Washington wins. We'll have that for you right after this. As the ball back, 2nd and 7 at the SC 32. Crutcher on the outside. You covered that pretty well.
Yeah, but it's a 5-yard gain. I think we could have held that a little less. We just had to break a little quicker on it. Crutcher, Green went the wrong way, and it's just one of those plays where he went the wrong way and makes first down.
That's right, with 4 yards. Green, back to throwing, misses this one. What'd you think of Green, the left-hander?
Well, he's made a lot of good plays. He put the ball right there where it had to be because we had it pretty well covered, but I thought he did a good job.
Crutcher inside, left in for 5.
And that's the problem. See, they're getting too many 4, 5, and 6-yard gains. Lewis Holmes on that tackle.
3rd and 5. Here comes Green. Now, he covered very well in the defensive secondary, and then cover him here as well.
Yeah, Timmy Emmer comes up, makes a stop. We've only got 3-man rush, so we've got to keep him penned in. Mm-hmm. And he elects now to run.
Now, there's me, Amber, 42.
Yeah, Tim comes up and supports now on the run, and so we get out of a drive here.
4th and 3. You get out of the drive, but watch this. Richardson's punt. Again, a decision. Let the ball go because there are 2 people right there, and it goes all the way to the
Well,
right.
it's a kind of a low-line drive shot that didn't carry much in the air, and it's just a little bit harder for us to get up and catch those when they're such poor kicks. But when you kick a low-line driver, you obviously get a lot of roll, too.
Mm-hmm. So not a great day kicking the football, and yet...
But it worked out. In fact, they even changed punters. It was so bad for
them.
them.
I know. I know they later in the game. Now, there's nothing you can do here at the 1. Almost a safety.
Yeah, their linebacker, Neil Hope, really went on a charge there, and they're fortunate. Come back with a good play here, an off-tackle play. Get it blocked good, get a good double team, and kick out, and so we get a little breathing room for our punting game.
So 4th and 5. The Trojan Rooters there, 71,000. Absolutely perfect day for football. Quick snap, and you got it away, and without any problem.
Yeah, we got a 42-yard kick, but we're still not... there's Mark Larson on the tackle, good hit, but we're still... they're doing a good job of holding us up.
1st and 10 at the Washington 37. Green, going for everything here.
Yeah, we've got it pretty well sandwiched right there.
If they booed a little bit, they thought there might have been some bumping going on.
Fans like to officiate.
Oh, absolutely. That's Knight for 3.
That's me, Emmer, and Peoples on the tackle.
So it's 3rd and 7 now at the 34, the Washington 34. And here comes Knight again, this time for 4.
And this time, Emmer and Kelly.
So you cut it down pretty well and brings up 4th and 3. And a 47-yard field goal attempt. This one up, and it doesn't get there with much despair, but Jordan was right on.
And again, with that field position, a defense got to feel fairly good about themselves. They got out of the drive with 3, and that's pretty fortunate, probably.
So you trail 6-0. Take over 1st and 10 now at the 20. Cicero, or rather Jock Robinson for 3, and then you go to the air on the next play.
Yeah, we come back with that same off-tackle play we ran a moment ago on the goal line. Just ran it back the other side.
2nd and 7. Mo Hill.
Yeah, Paul hits Mo Hill, and again, in the intermediate zone. See it, right in behind the linebackers, right in front of the secondary.
Did you feel going into you're going to have to throw the ball as much as you did?
Well, we felt like to move it. We're really going to mix it up.
Mm-hmm.
Here's it was a fairly decent trap play for us, but we only get 3, and
you need more.
3 threes don't make it either.
No. 2nd and 7 at the 41.
And we come back right at the teeth of their offense, and we're just trying to block them on a base blocking scheme. We can't even get the 1 yard.
3rd and 6. Cicero. And overthrows Danny Green, I guess is who it was intended for.
Yeah, well, Danny needed a little more time to break open. The ball came a little bit quicker, and Paul was feeling the rush. So, again, it was one of those deeper intermediate type passes.
Fair catch call for at the SC 25. So the Trojans take over 1st and 10 now at the 25. Crutcher for 3, and they're looking to this and pound it right out.
Small and Holmes there, and we're fairly strong in there that particular time.
2nd and 7. Here comes Crutcher again, and
pretty good job here. This Crutcher back on an off-tackle play for 2, and Kelly and Holmes again.
So 3rd and 5. Green back, looking, and just misses.
Timmy Emmer's out there on man coverage, and they don't get execution, so we're going to get the ball right back.
4th and 5.
We've got a punt rush on, and again, they really were kicking it fast. I'm sure they were carving out. Now there's Ronnie Miles gets up and gets a punt, a 35-yard punt.
So the Huskies take over, 1st and 10 at their own 35, trailing 6-0, and here comes Jock.
It's one of our better block plays. You know, Hunt, Burnham, Robertson, Maher all had good blocks.
So 1st and 10 now at the 48. Hunt runs into a bunch of people.
Yeah, we come back with the 2-yard gain, and that sets up 2nd and 8. So it puts us back into a passing situation.
Cicero to the outside.
Paul had Danny Green on the out route, and I think he just rushed it a little bit. I think he had a little more time maybe than he thought.
3rd and 8. Complete to Jock Robinson, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. They're getting a yard.
Yeah, that's another one of those close but no cigar plays.
Yeah.
You know, he does a good job of catching the ball, first of all, and getting up. He sees the marker, but he did get out of bounds a little bit. So we elect to go ahead with the punt again, not to try and give them a big play right before the half. We felt like if we could stop them, we'd get the ball back in great field position. And we execute what we call the sky punt very well.
So SC will put it in play at the Trojan 5.
Real solid play here by Fred Small and Ron Holmes again. Just an off-tackle play, and they get -1.
Ooh, you see Knight, the freshman.
And there's Reggie Rogers helping.
So lose 1, 2nd and 11 at the 4. They go to the fullback, Pola. What a load he is.
Yeah, again, real solid in there. Probably this series right here as good as we were all day.
Yeah. 3rd and 10, Green. He's going to look for Norman. Overthrows him. You have pretty good coverage there.
Good coverage just when you like to get the tip ball and get the interception.
That's right. Get it in there right now.
If they're going to gamble down there, we'd like to come up with a big play.
4th and 10, Richardson. A 38-yard kick. And the ball's going to roll out of bounds finally at 30, or 38 rather.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10, Cicero to Patterson.
We're out of time now. We're down to 2:23, so we go right to a corner route. It's been pretty good. They gave us about the same coverage every time on his backside, so we were able to hit this.
Now he's just trying to turn it up the field and try to get what else he
when
can.
When he saw that he couldn't get any more, Mark should head for the boundary, get the clock stop.
So 1st and 10 now at the 22, Cicero. Throwing to Trimble, and he had 6 points.
Yeah, he's got him beat, and again, it's just he didn't want to gamble and underthrow it. We had to get something on the scoreboard here, so.
2nd and 10. Cicero stands in and throws a beauty. Great catch by Patterson.
Back to the corner out, and Mark really gets hammered here, but gets down, excellent catch, and gets foot in.
So 1st and goal now at the 4.
We go off tackle, and it's jammed up pretty good, but Lance Fourier hangs in there with his man, and you know, just ties up that cornerback, and see him right there, and because of that, Jock's able to jump outside.
Now, right here, I think, because the way things were turning around, you're going to add the extra point here in just a moment. Maybe things had changed.
Well, we felt pretty good about it. You know, we were able to get a drive going. We were able to establish ourselves, get a touchdown. That's what I felt like the team would win it would have to score a couple touchdowns, maybe a field goal. We got a line drive kickoff here, and Jeff had a little trouble with that sand out there, and we get a very good hit by Alan James.
Boy, there was a lot of sand on that field. The field was in the best condition.
No, but it's, like I say, we played down there a lot late in the season, and it's about as good as it's ever been. There, Timmy Emmer had a chance to get an interception, and
the whole game could have changed right here.
Yeah, that would have set us up maybe for another field goal or maybe another quick score. But, he's looking right into the sun. You can see the angle of the shadow there.
So 2nd and 10 for the Trojans at the 29. Crutcher to the outside, and he's only going to get 1.
Picks
and Ron
up
Holmes.
Yeah, Ron Holmes again.
Just watch for 90 all the time you watch this film. Going to the outside. Good catch.
Yeah, really a good throw and a good catch. And our coverage is not bad. We're in zone coverage and just break on it. You can see J.C. Pearson makes a hit.
Now, that's on 3rd and 9. Hold them there and you get a chance to maybe get back on the scoreboard before the half again.
Well, I had punted it away. We'd have probably had a long time to go, a long way to go.
That's for 8 yards.
Another completion, Fred Small on the tackle. And
2nd and 2. Green throwing incomplete, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 2 at the 48.
We had a blitz on, and they rushed the throw a little bit.
Here comes Green again. Throwing, just gets the first down.
Fred Small's out there, but again, we're really, again, we're trying to keep him here out of field goal range. About one more good completion, and we're going to be in trouble.
Yes.
They go at the post. Ronnie Miles in pretty good shape.
2nd and 10 at the 45. Green back.
Now we get our only sack of the day, and I guess both quarterbacks were just sacked once. But this, again, really helped. It's -9 yards, and it pretty well eliminates the field goal. So it's Reggie Rogers and Fred Small.
So 3rd and 19. And here comes Green. He's going to throw.
Right back in that middle, and
Oh.
we've got the man coverage. You see, Bessie Jackson's got fairly good coverage, but he throws it in there.
So 4th and 1, they'll go for the field goal. This time, 53-yarder, and watch how close it is. Oh,
If it had been a 51-yarder, he'd have made it.
it would have. You lead 7-6 at halftime. Now you go into that locker room. Now, what are your feelings now?
Well, the key thing is play solid defense, and if we can limit them to threes, we probably got a chance. But we saved some things offensively that we purposely didn't run, a couple of formations, a couple of plays, and we felt pretty good about the second half.
So not really too many adjustments because you had that all saved away there. Huh?
Yeah, and I don't think we got a lot of things that we didn't expect from them either. So it's a matter of trying to make corrections on the things that happened to us.
Interesting second half. We'll be back for the second half and have our feature right after this. Game in just a moment, but first let's take this time out for Rick Meter's feature. Watch.
Kicks it very high. It bounces at the 15. Ball loose down at the 5. The Trojans trying to get it loose in the end zone. A pile on it in the end zone. Let's see who's got it. It looks like Washington to me.
It was against USC his freshman year. Fred Small recovered a fumbled kickoff for the game's only touchdown. And if one play can change a player's whole outlook on life, this was the play.
Yeah, it was, because at the time, I was homesick. I was thinking about what I'm going to do, can I make it here a whole year, and then 3 more years. Then after, I recovered the fumble against SC, it was like a dream come true. It's like everything just started rolling for me.
That just changed your whole outlook?
Changed my whole outlook on it. I mean, I was the only child at the time. It was, I was calling my girlfriend every week. I was homesick. I didn't know what I was going to do. And then after that, things just turned around, different things, different outlook on it.
Fred Small can look back now and laugh about the longing and the long-distance phone calls to Los Angeles. He was raised right in the Trojans' backyard, but he never wanted to be one.
I grew up 12 blocks away from SC, and it was like coming up. I always wanted to play against SC because, every weekend it seemed like SC was on TV. It was the big thing, SC this, SC that, and I didn't think they was that great. So, I kind of grew up wanting to play against them.
He didn't play against them again till last year, and it was another memorable day for Fred. Washington won 24-0. He says games with USC are something special, especially when the Rose Bowl is the reward.
It take on a lot of extra, like going down there this week, and it's just like a homecoming. All my friends could be at the game, all my family, my parents, my mother, everybody's gonna be at the game. It's just, like a big old homecoming, and with the Rose Bowl on the line, it means a lot to me. Coming into this year, my goal was to start in the Rose Bowl. It's almost here. See what's happening.
Fred Small's favorite pastime? Why, watching Husky highlights on television, of course. He's practically worn out the tape of the Arizona game, which he considers his best at Washington. Against the Wildcats, number 5 had a tackle for a loss, 2 sacks, and 2 pass interceptions. And he was sure one of those was going all the way for a touchdown. All he needed was a block from his buddy Joe Kelly.
Okay, I got the rock, I'm saying. I'm going all the way. Come on, Joe, get a block for me. I got the score. Mom's in the stands. Come on now, let's get this game ball over there. I was on the program. That was the first time I was on the program that week. My mother was up here, and my best friend from Los Angeles, and I just felt like I had to go out and do my best, and it's like a dream came true, and I had my best game.
It'll be a few years before this little fellow will hear about Fred's heroics here. Kelly Dupree is not quite 6 months old, but already he's been a big inspiration to his big brother.
I kind of dedicated my season to the guy. I'm very fond of him, And also at the SC game, he will be in the stands, so I kind of play, try to play a little harder for him. Every week, I video the games, like even Husky highlights, I video the games. So, when he get a little bigger, I kind of, hey, check out your big brother. He's all right.
Freddie Small, if you're watching today, believe me, they're going to miss you when you're gone. Tough for those guys from Los Angeles to go down into the Coliseum and play, and so much on the line, and then walk out of there without a win.
It was tough on them, but it was tough on the rest of them, too.
Halftime, you lead 7-6. What'd you tell your people?
Well, we know they're scheduled for 60 minutes, and our players have been through this so many times. We knew we had a 30-minute fight. We knew we had to give everything we had, and we couldn't let them do what they did.
Did you expect them to do what they did, to be able to dominate maybe offensively in that second half?
I thought we could do a little better job defensively. I had hoped we would, and I knew we would have to, and I also knew that whatever they put up, we're going to have to answer with their own offense.
Couple of things. One, the heat. It was warm down there, over 70 degrees. Any effect on your ball club?
Oh, I think we were in good enough condition that didn't bother us. I really don't. I don't think that was a real problem.
Grass on the field, sandy field. Did that make any difference at all?
Again, it's you know, it's probably as good a situation we've had in years to play them, and as far as weather's concerned, and both teams play in the same situation, so I don't see that there's any advantage.
Interesting second half. We'll have it for you right after this. In Los Angeles at halftime, the Trojans will get the football for the first time to start the second half, and pretty good kick by Jager.
Well, that's where we'd really like to have it, deep in the left-hand corner. So we'd get them to go 80 yards. So the problem is we give them a good first down play again. Kwiatkowski, Holmes make the tackle.
Crutcher for 6.
I'm sorry, Rogers made the tackle 6 yards. Now we come back to the.
Oh, that's a great hit.
This is Kwiatkowski and Holmes here.
Yeah, watch this. Boom.
That's just those two guys did not get blocked. You see Steve Albert in there also.
3rd and 4 at the 26.
They come back with a counter play, and they just, you know, we missed a tackle back there about the line of scrimmage, and they get 5. Rogers and Lewis bring him down.
Move the ball to the 31. 1st and 10. Crutcher to the outside. Played hard.
Yeah, Sweep played a little bit better here. This is one of the better times. Jim Rogers and Reggie Rogers, they pick up 1.
There's Green thrown over the middle.
Take him back, and great execution. You know, good throw, good catch, good coverage, but it's still a 17-yard gain.
That's a perfect toss.
Yeah.
Oh, hit that right on the money to Norman. So they move the ball quickly out to the 49.
That's how you win championships, with plays like that.
Knight for 3.
It's a good, tough runner. He's a freshman, but Pearson, People, Small in on the tackle.
2nd and 7 at the Washington 48.
Good pressure there by guess who? Ron Holmes again.
He just had to get rid of the football. And he threw it away. 3rd and 7. Green looking again. That's a crazy little play, isn't it?
Yeah, we had pressure. He had a little a tight end delayed, and we got the execution. You can see the drop was just terrible by the punter, and he kicks a 21-yard punt. So we get a break here. The ball rolls back a little bit, so we get a first down on the 27.
So the Huskies have the football and the lead. Jock Robinson to the outside.
This play was really blocked pretty well, and we've got to get more than 1 yard out of that play when it's blocked that well.
I thought, yeah, it was blocked very well. 2nd and 9, the 28. Sicaro throwing to Danny Green. Hits him with a beauty for 20 yards.
Yeah, we seem like we just keep answering back that intermediate pass we've talked about so much. There it is again.
So the Huskies have it 1st and 10 now at the 48.
And that gives the offense the field position you'd like to have to be able to execute most of your plays. Now here we go with our toss sweep, and Cookie Jackson's in there, gets 5 yards.
So 2nd and 5. Now that's not bad. That's pick up that 5 yards.
And now they've got to guess. They don't know
That's right.
what we've got coming. We come back to the off-tackle play, and we pick up 4, so not real bad.
3rd and 1 now at the 43. Jock Robinson.
Get Jock back in, and we use one of our goal line off-tackle plays, and it's blocked for 2 yards. Key first down.
1st and 10 at the SC 41. And off up the middle to Robinson for 3.
Again, now we're back to 3 yards. We'd like to get more than that, a little 4 or 5 yard at least. 2nd
and 7. Throwing to the outside to Danny Green. They played this very well.
Yeah, they were off of him, and Paul checked off, picked up 4.
3rd and 3 at the 34. And he is sacked unbelievably for the first time this year. That's the only sack you've given up this year.
Yeah, and this is not really a blitz. I thought it was, so I looked at the film. There's only 2-man rush on the weak side, and we just don't pick it up. So that's a minus 12, and that takes us out of any chance of a field goal. That hurt.
So 4th and 15 now at the 46. You're going to have to kick it away. Thane Cleland. And a fair catch going to be called for at, we're about 20-yard line.
Thane didn't drop that one very well either. That's a 25-yard kick. We'd like that downfield a good bit further than that.
1st and 10 at the 21. Knight gets 3.
Back with a toss sweep. Reggie Rogers that time.
This just eats up the clock when they do this, too. 2nd and 7. 24 for 3.
Pretty well played. Just an off-tackle play. Kwiatkowski, Mamber.
So 3rd and 4. 3rd down again. 27. Green. He throws incomplete and almost picked off.
A little bootleg play, and J.C. Pearson comes back at the last second, gets his hand on it.
That's a great defensive play.
Yeah, it really was. They were there all set up to have a key first down.
Again, here's the kick. This time, Green, the tight end, is in there to kick. They got rid of the punter.
Yeah, they made the change in 27, 28-yard kick, but again, it rolls to 45. So short. We were just afraid to go up there and line up at 25, 30 yards deep, but I guess that's what we should have done.
Sicaro, complete. And almost knocked away by your own man.
Yeah, Walt Hunt had a short route, and he decided to take it upfield, and Danny Green was in that void area again. This was our bootleg pass, 20-yard gain.
So 1st and 10 out the 48. Cookie Jackson breaks it to the outside, 12 yards and a first down.
Another one of our big plays of the day. Robertson and Roten had good blocks, but you know, this is the time you'd like to see one of these things go all the way. But they've got a good secondary, and so Tyler makes the tackle.
1st and 10 now at the SC 40, and Washington on the move. Jackson for 3.
Back to the off-tackle play.
So 2nd and 7 at the 37.
What we did on the second half is we just blocked this play a little bit better, a little differently. We had a little different call, so we get 5 there.
So 3rd and 2, another 3rd down. Cicero rolling to the outside, throws, and there's a play people are going to talk about for a while. Right in the hands of Mark Patterson. Took his eye off it for a second and just dropped it.
Well, he doesn't drop many of those.
No, he doesn't.
We still get an opportunity to make a field goal, and Jeff's got plenty of leg. You can see it's well over the crossbar, but there's a little left. So that really hurts us. Now when they score twice, you know, when you have to score twice on these guys and you're running out of time, you've got a lot of problems.
Green over the middle of Ware.
They come back, turn around, throw the same pass against us, 23 yards. Jim Rogers on the tackle.
Did you feel the momentum change after that? You dropped the 3rd down pass, missed the field goal, and it seemed the whole game seemed to change right
when
there.
they get on a drive here, and
Yep.
you know, we've got to get out of this drive.
So 1st and 10 at the 45, incomplete, intended for Norman.
Again, there was a mix-up from their standpoint. The receiver was not anywhere near where the ball was thrown.
Green back throwing, complete as you see for the 1st down. That's for 11 to Ware.
We were in a blitz, they read it, and they threw an out route, and we just didn't get the coverage out in the corner, which we've got to get.
Crutcher bangs his way for 4.
Now they've got us off balance a little bit. They come inside. Timmy Emmer makes a tackle.
2nd and 6 at the 30.
4 more, which again, we're in 4-down territory now. It gives them a decided advantage.
Illegal procedure against USC. So we bring up 3rd and 7 out to 31.
That's one we have to get out of. This is the ball game right here.
Right there.
And we're an underneath man coverage, and we just get beat. Tim Peoples is there to help up, clean up, make the tackle, but I think that was as critical a play as there was in the ball game. Good play here by on Jim Rogers. I'm sure that was
Krakowski.
Get back to that. Krakowski, yeah.
Ooh, good hit right there. And he just pushes him back. That's Pola for no gain. So 2nd and 10 at the 19. They come back with Crutcher now to the outside. He'll pick up 6.
And that's too much. That's Reggie Rogers on the tackle. Joe Kelly's out there.
3rd and 4. You still have a chance maybe to get out with only 3.
We get our linebackers fouled up here for some reason. They both lined up on the same side. We had no chance to stop that play.
1st and goal at the 5. Crutcher to the 2. Time runs out at the end of the 3rd quarter. As we said, momentum had changed. Did you feel out on the sideline the momentum had changed in the game at that point?
Well, I think anytime a team can put a drive together, you got to feel at this stage in the game that things are going to be looking pretty good for them.
Our defense really getting a little tired about that?
Oh, I really, I don't think the completions were a reason to fatigue. I don't think lining up on the wrong side of the ball was a reason for fatigue. I really don't believe so. I think we're well enough conditioned to be able to play.
And just you couldn't take the ball down and score, and there's a little letdown, I'm sure, on everybody's part when you can't get some more points on the scoreboard, when it looks like you possibly could.
Well, if you got a cushion on this drive, if you're up 14-6 or something, it's going to make you feel a little bit better.
And the tension begins to build, too. There's so much riding on it.
And we're down to 15 minutes.
That's right. And we're back for the final 15 minutes right after this.
Does a good job there, and then the rest of the team's running home. The rest of the players come in and help.
3rd and goal at the 2.
We find a little crease there, and this really hurts. If we could have held this to a field goal, would have given us a much better chance, because then we don't have to come back and score a touchdown to win. But like I say, there's just a little crease in there. We had some people out upfield that couldn't get enough support.
So Jordan now will add the extra point as the Trojans move 68 yards in 12 plays, and they take a 13-7 lead in the 4th quarter. As you can imagine, Trojan fans who watched their football team go 4-6-1 last year, they're excited. No question
about it.
They've got to
feel pretty good, I think, with their defense. In fact, they've really got a solid defense, and they've not given up a lot of yards.
And then they play very well here.
We get a 10-yard return. We were trying to get that outside, but again, they had it covered.
1st and 10 at the 14. Cicero, too high to Hunt.
They had a bootleg pass there, and I think Paul didn't realize that man was blocked that was near him, and he
had much more.
Yeah, he had a little more time. We come back with just a sweep ourselves, and we get 7 yards.
So 3rd and 3 now at the 21, the Washington 21. Cicero looking to Hill.
Well, that's a corner route we've been throwing to Mark Patterson, and they really jumped all over it, and our tight end was open. So, that's the problem. We only needed 3. It'd been nice if we could come back and hit the tight end. We'd had a first down.
4th and 3, 42-yard kick. Hopper will return at 12.
J.E. Kirkpatrick on the tackle.
1st and 10 now at the SC 49. Knight for 4. Now you've got to get out of this drive somehow.
Well, what you need to do is get 3 and out. We've got terrible field position for our offense now. If they punt it right now, they come back with 5 more yards. Kwiatkowski and Ambrose Peoples on that tackle.
3rd and 1 at the 42. Pola slamming straight ahead for 3.
Steve Albert on the tackle.
So they move the ball now to the Washington 39. 1st and 10 there. Knight for only a yard. Stand him up there.
Small and Kelly are real strong in the middle.
2nd and 9 at 38.
Back to the toss sweep, and you see the crease that they've developed, and that's a big gain. 5 yards, Vesty Jackson on the tackle.
3rd and 4 at the 33. Crutcher is going to be hit short of the first down by a yard, so it's 4th and 1 at the 30, and Jordan will come in, and Jordan had himself a day. The field goal, the 46-yarder, splits the uprights, and that makes it 16-7 with 9:36 to go in the football game.
And that really puts a lot of pressure. Now you can't. You just almost got to throw every down. You're out of time. You got to score twice, and
it's just very, very difficult, especially against a defense like USC that's playing so well.
Yes.
Cicero. And he throws to the tight end, Tony Roden.
Tony Roden for 5-yard gain. Tony got his feet tangled up, and he could have run for another 5 or 10 yards. Keep our feet.
2nd and 5.
It's a little fullback check again. We don't execute very well. We're not getting the ball to where our ball carriers can catch the ball and run.
3rd and 3 now at the 27. Cicero looks. Good catch by Fenney for the first down.
Yeah, Paul, that was everything he wanted to do was back over on this side, but he realized he was running out of time, so he knew Rick would be out there and hoped that he was open.
Oh, what a play. Throws deep here, and Patterson falls down, and it's going to be intercepted by McDonald. He's going to return it 37 yards.
Yeah, there really wasn't much chance when Mark was tripped up.
You see him right down there.
And I don't, like I say, I don't, some people were complaining about getting a call, but I don't think there was anything done intentionally.
That's just one of those plays.
And McDonald was there anyways. We had a tough time.
And it would have been a real battle.
Yeah.
It wasn't that he was wide open down the field.
He beat his man, but McDonald supported very well deep.
So USC gets the ball at the SC 45. That's Crutcher for only a yard, and now you have to get it back.
Yeah, and we're just, we're jamming gaps and doing everything we can. They just
2nd and 9.
They're going to run as much clock off as they can.
Ooh, what a hit!
Pretty good, play by Peoples there.
I'll tell you, that was physical football game.
Yeah,
two big teams just banging heads.
Really going after each other.
Yes.
Really competing hard, and both teams wanted to win. There wasn't any question about that.
3rd and 3 at the 48. Crutcher, the outside. They block it well enough for him to get 6.
That's Richard Barber. Came in and played a couple of plays for Tim Peoples, weak safety.
So 1st and 10 now at the 37. Time, major factor here. Crutcher hits from behind the line of scrimmage. Ron Holmes.
Number 90.
Yep. 15 tackles, they have him credit. I think 12 on assists.
I think when we get an accurate tally, he'll have a lot more than that. Auburn and Kelly there.
3rd and 11 at the 38.
It's counter play, and again, Ron's in the backfield.
Ron Holmes right there. Just a great play.
I heard one of their players says our guys quit. I guarantee you that isn't quit right there.
No, I don't think so. Not at all. I agree with you. Paul Green punts it into the end zone, so Washington will have the ball 1st and 10 of their own 20. Still a chance. 4:21 to go. Cicero going deep, almost intercepted.
Yeah, he really, and we've got to gamble a little bit. We've got to throw the ball upfield, but that was pretty well covered. We didn't have much there. 2nd
and 10 at the 20. Cicero looking to Green. That's for 4. And, they said his knee was down.
Yeah, it's really, standing on the sideline, I thought it probably was.
3rd and 6 at the 24.
This is a throwback screen, and Jock's got a little running room. Going to pick up about 13 yards in the first down.
So it brings up 1st and 10 now at the 37. Cicero.
Go back to Mo Hill on a little turn-in route, and he makes a great catch. Has to catch it twice. catch it once, puts it away, and they knock it out. And you talk about concentration.
Oh,
Just an excellent job.
good for 7 yards to the Washington 44. 2nd and 3. Cicero looking deep. Trying to go for everything and throws it into double coverage. That was anybody's football.
Yeah, but like I say, you got to try some of these things.
Yeah.
Unless you get the ball downfield and get lucky here on one of these catches, not going to have much of a chance. Now, there was a blitz, and we didn't get everybody picked up. Paul just had to dump it.
4th and 3 at the 44. Cicero looking, and he throws. And was he throwing to Tony Roten?
Yeah, and I don't think Tony realized it. But I assume that's who he was throwing to.
So it's 2:27 to go. Trojans have it at the Washington 43. After a penalty, Crutcher for 4. And now you just use up your timeouts. Crutcher again.
We try to get our offense another opportunity.
Yeah.
Bukowski there on the tackle. They picked up 5, 3rd and 6.
One more time. They'll come back with Crutcher again. You say just run down the clock, get 2. Now, they're going to kick away the football, and it's a time in the game, I guess, where you obviously need the ball. You got to do something with it. And watch what happens. Ball's going to down on the 7.
So we've got a long way to go.
Yep. There's nothing you can do. It's an SC player, and it's down there. So Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 7. And now, Hugh Millen comes in at quarterback. Why the change here? Just stronger arm?
Well, he's fresh, a little stronger arm. And Paul had been banged up a little bit. He got his ribs, got an elbow, and got a thumb. So just, a combination of things. And
had you thought about making that change earlier, maybe in the 4th quarter?
Well, we want to give Paul a chance. He'd been making pretty good decisions. And
so the good play there to Patterson. 1st and 10 now at the 45. Millen throwing this time, intended for Hill and knocked away.
Yeah, Mo almost made that catch.
Yes.
They've got plenty of people around the ball.
2nd and 10 at the 45. Millen looking. Going to Patterson, almost intercepted.
Yeah, there's 2 of their guys and 1 of ours.
Yeah, they had you outnumbered. 3rd and 10 at the 45. Millen looking to Tony Roten. The outside, he catches it, steps out of bounds, short of the 1st down.
So we got our 4th and 4.
So 4th and 4 at the 49. And Millen to Danny Green, and a great catch by Green for 11 and a 1st down, and you're still alive. I mean, there's still a chance out there.
This is just a play here designed to stop the clock. So now we've got 3 more shots at it, and we come up empty.
2nd and 10 at the 38. Millen throwing this intended for Patterson, and a couple of other people. You're outnumbered there, too.
They were in pretty good position on the play.
3rd down. Inside of, I guess, a little over a minute to play right now.
Danny almost made a
great
catch.
catch.
Pretty good throw. He had it there, put it about where he had to have it to give us a chance.
So 4th and 10 at the 38. Millen to throw, right to the last grasp, just gets out of the hand of someone. It's going to be picked off, and there's really not much that can happen right there.
Well, he had to put it up there.
Yeah.
He knew there was no chance.
I mean, you don't go down on 4th down.
Right.
Doesn't make any difference. USC wins at 16-7. Here you start the season 9-0. What effect do you think a loss like this is going to have on your football team?
Well, I'm not sure I can answer that. I would assume that we're all going to hurt for a while, and I'd also assume that come Monday when we get out on the practice field that we'll get ready to play another ball game.
One more game to go, and it becomes a very important football game for you, too. No question about that.
Well, it's the only thing on our minds right now, and that's the Apple Bowl.
Are you surprised? You go down to play SC. I know you felt that it was going to be a very close game. Was the kind of game you thought it would be, possibly? Or is there anything about that game that was different than you thought it would be?
No, I think that we all had confidence that we could play with them, that we would win. But, that's why you go out and play it, though. You never know.
Oh, yeah. I can say that again. And for you're in a game that's that big, too, a game that means that much.
Well, as I mentioned to the players afterwards, the reason why it meant that much is because of what they did. And they hold their heads up. They've got a lot of pride, and they have nothing to be ashamed about. They've had a great year to date, and like I say, the season's not over. We have one more game.
We'll go to the locker room, talk to the players, the Husky players, about the loss to USC. Right after. Talk to the players about the game, and as you might guess, disappointed locker room over the loss to SC.
We went out and we played our hearts out. Give USC a lot of credit. They played an excellent ball game. They put the points on the board, and you blame field position. I think it was a game of a lot of field position. Played a lot to do with the ball game today. We're disappointed. I mean, we feel like we we've let ourselves down and a lot of other people. But and we got nothing to be ashamed of. We went out and we fought our hearts out, and the better team won today, and that was USC. So we'll go on to Washington State next week.
I think we had an opportunity to go all the way and go to the Rose Bowl, but very obvious that our dreams were shot today by a fine football team.
I just know our dreams have fell apart right here, and they played a good game against us, and we wasn't able to get our offense field position and stuff, and they wanted it, and they came out and played hard, and they scored and they won. And
did USC do anything differently?
No, they just more or less came out and tried to give a ball control game, and they were pretty successful with controlling the ball on us and churning up some time and stuff. And they knew they might get a break here and there, but it wasn't like that. It's just that we couldn't get our offense field position.
Well, I'm real disappointed in what happened. I mean, I felt we should have won the game. We had a good, not too well of a first half. I mean, it took the whole first quarter to find out what they were doing. USC is a good football team, but I feel we should have won.
I'm really disappointed. I feel like SC is a very good team, and we respect them, but we felt like we could have done a lot more things that we just didn't do. I take a lot of responsibility. We had to complete more passes out there and get the chains moving, and we just couldn't convert the third downs.
That's one of the keys, obviously.
We needed more first downs, and came up with a lot of third and shorts, and I felt like we did, in order to move the ball, that's what we needed, and it just didn't work.
Well, they deserve it. Well, they deserve to go to Rose Bowl. They came out today and they beat us. They played 60 minutes of ball. I feel like we played 60 minutes too, but they just came out victorious over us, and I don't have no regrets. I feel like everybody alongside me, all my teammates, they didn't give up. We kept fighting to the end. Just, that's football. That's the way it goes. Sometimes you win some, you lose some. We just have to shake the loss and get ready for Cougars next week.
That's right. Washington State next week. That game in Pullman. We'll talk about that right after this. Quickly run through the scoreboard. The other games played in the Pac-10. Washington State over California, 33-7. They continue to roll.
They really did, and it sounds like their defense had a good game against Cal.
Arizona State, Oregon. Boy, Arizona State, 44-10 over the.
Yeah, they're probably on the biggest yo-yo in our league. They're really, really good, or they're having a struggle, and week in and week out they've been up and down.
Also in the Pac-10, Arizona over Stanford, 28-14. That's about.
Yeah, I think that's about what I would have guessed.
UCLA over Oregon State, 26-17. Beavers played pretty well.
UCLA bounced back from a defeat, and Oregon State, I think, probably got every bit of mileage out of them they could.
So this week, it all comes down to one game for you, the Washington State game in Pullman. 4:20 start in the afternoon. What about Washington State?
Well, I think that right now it's rather obvious that they're the best offensive team in our league, and it's amazing to me is how their season is paralleling last year, so much. It was a tough start. They got better, and now they've won 4 games in a row, I guess.
Now, how do you prepare for Washington State? They're throwing the ball well. They're able to move the ball with Reuben Mays on the ground.
Well, I think this is the biggest defense, biggest challenge the defense could get is when the offense has the ability to get at you inside, outside, and still throw. And I think, again, Mark Rippon has probably had the best year of any quarterbacks in our league. And, of course, with Mays, the way he's running, we really haven't had an opportunity to see them much. And so tonight we'll get back and break down the film.
You feel the pressure? Lost to them 2 years in a row.
Well, Bruce, there's pressure every time you go out, and I'm putting it on myself. I'm not feeling it from anybody else. I don't worry about that kind of pressure. I feel concerned about our performance against any team, and that's my responsibility to get the most out of our team.
Bowl game. What effect do you think this might have, the loss to USC? You're out of the Rose Bowl, but what about another bowl game?
Well, again, I think if you just looked at the ratings and the one-loss record of teams around the country, that we'd have to still be on a lot of lists. The only bowl I'm worrying about, though, is the Apple Bowl.
And that comes up this next week. We'll have the highlights.